Thanks for checking out my channel, Mavericks Arcade. Today we're going to be talking about the Spintrak device from Ultimarc. This device is great for some of those old classic games like Tempest. Anyway, so this is the way the device looks when it comes, and there comes with some other parts too, so let's flip to this view. So what it comes with is the Spintrak device. It comes with the knob. Now you can get this in multiple colors. I have a red one for my arcade. This is a chrome one. I think it has blue and black as well. But check the details on their website. So it comes with that. It comes with this ring to tighten it down. It comes with a little Allen key, and it comes with this thing. Now, the reason why you would use this, let me get a little closer there. So you can see it's just a bunch of little pins, and the reason why is if you were going to connect this to your Ultimarc board, you'll just plug it into here and then plug an extension cable into this spot. Now you can buy 4-pin extension cables from Ultimarc's website if you need a long cable. For this demo we do not need a long cable because I've got the board right here. Now, you also, if you decide you don't want to connect it directly to the I-PAC board, you can get this little device, also from Ultimarc. It is a USB controller. So you can have the USB, or have the Spintrak on its own USB port. Now, the easiest install, by far, in an arcade has got to be this device. So here's my little test board. We're going to just basically put the cable in, and then it's a standard buttonhole, 1 1/8 inch, and we're going to screw it a little bit in there because the threads do get a little tight, so we're going to screw it in, continue screwing it in until it's nice and flush. Now I'm going to continue reach underneath and spin it. So as you can see, now it's nice and flush. We just take the knob, put it right on top, and then we grab that Allen key and we just tighten it on the sides here. Now I'm not going to worry about doing it too tight because this is just a temporary installation, but turn it around a little bit and we'll do a little bit on the other side. Just screw that in there just a little bit and we are tight. So now, as you can see, it spins pretty good. So now we've got on the bottom side, just take the little clip, throw it over the wire, and then tighten it down. So now it's in there nice and tight. That Spintrak is not going anywhere. So the first way we're going to show you is how to hook it directly to the I-PAC board. And for that, let me pull up the little graphic that I have for it. So here's the board, and here's a little pointer finger. So on the I-PAC board, you can either do a spinner or pins for player 4. The same thing is true on the other side. You can either do pins for player 3 or a trackball. So let's show you where those pins are specifically. So let's move the little hand here. So as you can see for the Spintrak, we have a pin here that we don't really use for this setup. But then we have brown, green, white, and yellow. Now, let me remove the little hand. If you look at the wire on this, now you won't be able to see it from here, but I can clearly see a yellow, a white, a green, and a brown. So I am going to plug my USB cable. Let me get rid of the I-PAC board here. I'm going to plug in the board, and hopefully my neighbor's dogs aren't coming through the video. If they are, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. So anyway, we're going to look for the brown cable, and we're going to look for where it's brown on here. And now we're plugging it in. Now the one thing that's funny is when you plug it into the I-PAC board and you move it, the cursor will go up and down. When you plug it into the USB controller board, the cursor will go left and right. So what I'm going to show you first is I'm going to pull up my MAME config. Now I'm using virtualization right now for my MAME, so the 3D view will not work properly on my broadcasting software. But we've had enough experience in MAME where I don't really need to show you in MAME. There is one thing though we need to make sure is configured, and that is in your MAME config file. We need to make sure that as we scroll down, the option for multi-mouse right here needs to be set for 1. Reason why is because if you use light guns, if you use a trackball, if you use one of these spinners, they would all be detected as one single input unless we set multi-mouse as 1. So make sure multi-mouse is 1. Now the reason why we're leaving this window up here is so that you can see the cursor. So here's the cursor. And now, as I said, when I move the trackball, you can see the cursor goes up and down. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unplug the I-PAC. And the nice thing that's also true about this is you don't need any special mouse drivers. You don't need to configure the I-PAC board. This is all default programming, so you don't need to mess with any of that. And that is really nice. So we're now going to plug in this control board. Now, on this control board, there's a row of 5 pins on the bottom, and then on the top there's only 4. Those ones with only 4 is what we're plugging into. Now you'll notice on this end of the controller, there is 1 pin that's missing. That missing part will go where there's a missing pin on that top row of 4. So we'll plug that in. Again, this when you're looking at it at this angle, let me see if I can get that a little closer to the camera. So you can see the where all the circuits and the USB connector is on the top side of the board. It's the top row of pins that you're going to use. Now, as you can see that's plugged in. Now when I rotate the Spintrak, it's going left to right. And that is basically how you connect this device up. So what you'll do is, again, as long as you've got multi-mouse set to 1 here, then when you go into MAME and you go into your default controls, you'll scroll all the way down to where it has paddle, not pedal, paddle. You'll click the button, you'll move the Spintrak, and boom, it's programmed in MAME. Now, one thing you do want to make sure is to refer to my other video that is how to stabilize IDs in MAME, to figure out what the product ID is for either of the devices and to make sure to configure that as a device mapping. That way the ID won't jump around on you. But again, I have a whole other video on that, so please check out that video, and that will get you set. So again, this is a Spintrak device. I definitely recommend getting one, especially if you're playing some classic arcade games like Tempest. And there's a couple other games that use it. Arkanoid, really good to have a Spintrak for. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and check it out. The next video we'll be doing will be on the trackball. So if you have any questions, let me know. And again, thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like below. If you have any questions or comments, you may comment below or email mavericksarcade@gmail.com. Also, we are now streaming on Twitch, and this is our URL, so it's www.twitch.tv/mavericksarcade. Please check us out. We'll be playing some old classic PS1, PS2 games and other games that I just generally didn't play much, so I'm going to need your help. If these are games that you know, please jump online. Make sure to tell me, and the way you can do that is either through the chat on Twitch, or we are now using Discord. So look on our main page, there's a URL for the Discord to join for that, and then you'll be able to join us in our live streams or when we're streaming on YouTube. That will allow us to share the chat on the screen and for you to communicate via voice over our show while we're recording. So please check it out. Looking forward to seeing you guys and actually getting to speak to you guys while we're doing our streams. Again, please consider subscribing, and thank you again for watching.